Stress, pressure, expectations, and finding out what you're made of. All of those things come into play when you have a top 5 showdown at this point in the season. Welcome to Reynolds Razorback Stadium, home of the Arkansas Razorbacks. As we'll see, the number 3 team in the country, the Clemson Tigers, taking on a participant from the playoff last year, the Arkansas Razorbacks. 3A Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollack from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. The Razorbacks will kick it away to start us off. And he's not going to take the touchback. Makes a move. He just about popped that one for a long one, but as it is, he gives his team a lot of momentum with a solid return. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. Fires to the tight end. And he's knocked down immediately, but a good pickup on that play. Seems as if these two have been on a collision course for a top 5 meeting like this. And big picture, guys, it can really help their playoff position. Yeah, we all circled this game at the start of the year. We knew this one was going to have conference championship, national championship, Heisman Trophy implications too, David. So lots riding on this one, and may the best team win.
And this will be huge down the stretch. It gives you a shot in the arm. You prove your worth in this football game, and you start to build your case as you get to the end of the season of why you could possibly get to the best team in the country.
And the Tigers come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. Fires to the big fella. Turning it on. And he's marked down right there, but a good pickup, and it'll be a first down.
Love the decision-making by the quarterback there on the RPO play. Defense took everything away deep down the field, so just check it down, get it to your guy in the right flat, and let him go get yards.
Here comes Clemson with another first down. They're going to test the right side with this one. Got enough space. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Clemson.
And they talked about it this week with us. They talked about wanting to start this football game fast. Nothing like taking the opening possession, using your script to your advantage, and then getting closer and exerting your physicality, running the football in, off to a hot start for this offense.
And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they finished it off with an exclamation point, running it in from the 19. Looks like he's going to bring it out. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Leaves it with the back. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a baller.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Wide receiver comes in motion. Second down, they'll go to the air. Moves away as he feels pressure. He's got him. And the defense wrestles him to the ground. Let's talk for a second about Arkansas. Really interesting matchup here. It's always fun when the top two teams in the conference get to square off in the regular season. With all the expansion, it's become a little bit of a rarity, hasn't it?
It has. Obviously, there's so many teams in each conference, but head-to-head still very much matters. So if you're sitting, obviously, at the top like these teams are, the head-to-head this day will really matter down the road.
Yeah, this was a game we circled way back in the preseason, expecting these two teams to be as good as they are, and now we get to find out who's the best in conference. Both these teams relishing this opportunity to show not only their opponent, but the rest of the conference who the top dog is.
His first one of the day gave that leg a workout 5 times in last week's victory. Slips through the line. He couldn't find much running room there, didn't get a lot of blocking, and he'll step out of bounds. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Quarterback adapting. Going to try to get it himself. They get him down after the scramble, but he's able to pick up a few and turn it into a positive play. Now on second down. Back to pass. Working that left side now. And they wrap him up, but not before he gets enough on the catch for the first down.
You know, it's a nice throw by the QB there. When you're throwing to running backs, you got to make it easy on them. So you want to put it right on their body, make the catch simple, and let them go to work like they did just there, getting that first.
Wants to go up top on first down. Buying some time. He's got it. Nice move to keep running. He was running through tackles and picked up the first down and finally got knocked down.
And it's so hard to be on the run and make an accurate throw. It's just very tough. Very few people can do it. Again, we see the freaks and we see the highlights all the time, but that's a tough thing to do. He made it look pretty easy.
Goes to the option. He'll pitch it. And they just didn't get anybody on that defense out of position, and they will lose yardage on that one.
And I think that time the quarterback made the wrong read. He was trying to pitch it. He didn't have to, though. There was a lot of green grass and space out in front of him. If he just holds on to that football, he might not score a touchdown, but he's definitely going to be able to at least get positive yards. I think that's a play on the option the quarterback would like to have back.
To the air on second down. Finds a soft spot in the middle. And that completion good for a short game, but they still have some work to do to pick up the first down. They're working that left side. That'll be enough for a first down, and they've got it at the 16-yard line.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on third down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there on that play.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down. Gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. Right now, he's doing some damage on this defense.
He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels.
All right, so now you're in this third down situation close to the goal line, and it just feels, David, like they're going to have to throw the football in order to score a touchdown here. I like maybe trying to get the quarterback outside on the perimeter and give him a run-pass option.
I like that, too. Get the quarterback on the move. And here's the thing. If I get close and I get stopped, it's fourth down. Fourth down means go for it. That's all that means now today in college football.
A field goal here would make it a 2-possession game, but they elect to leave the offense on the field on fourth down. Lets it go to the end zone. Touchdown, Clemson. Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game day.
Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. This drive will start from the 19-yard line. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Got out of trouble and throws. That's caught. It's Vick. They get him out of bounds. Couple of yards short of midfield. They'll mark it at the 48, and this offense is rolling. This proficiency in the passing game can take you back to yesteryear. One of the great quarterbacks in Arkansas history, Joe Ferguson.
Yeah, just slinging the pill, just being able to provide balance, being able to attack down the field, get people out of the box, and not be predictable. That's a really good job by this quarterback.
He's going to run it, and maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Looking to fire. Fires it down the seam. A strike downfield. He wasn't far from taking it to the house, and that'll be the final play of the first quarter. We've come to the end of the quarter, and Clemson has the lead. And they jumped out to that edge early. As we wrap up the first, let's take a quick look at our game stats. Going to need to step up to make sure this one doesn't get out of hand as the second quarter is about to get underway. They've got a first down here to open the period. Looking to throw on first down. Caught in the backfield, it's McBride. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
You know, as a quarterback, you believe in your matchup. And my running back, if I can get him the ball in space, he's going to win a lot of times. He did in that time. The defense was ready. Nice job in the open field making a nice tackle.
This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. Got his man on the right. There is nowhere to go. He has stopped, and it'll be fourth down from the 23. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Bringing the heat. He gets it all the way down inside the 10. It'll be first and goal from the 8. And the Razorbacks want to move quickly. They'll use the running game on first and goal. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Most offensive schemes are predicated on first down productivity. That will not go down as a productive first down play.
No, it will not, Reese. Give this defensive line credit because they were able to get penetration right off the snap and force a negative play.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Now the play fake. Looking to the end zone. Touchdown, Razorbacks! Fired in from the red zone for the score.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
And after the extra point, they've cut the lead in half, down 14-7. They put together an 81-yard drive. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. Out of the end zone. He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he had just taken the touchback. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. They saw what happened on that last scoring drive, and now probably feeling a little bit of heat to answer. Got his man all by himself. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. This guy has the look of the next big play receiver at Clemson in the vein of T. Higgins or Mike Williams.
Or DeAndre Hopkins or Sammy Watkins. I mean, the list is pretty lengthy of guys that are big, explosive, fast, and they can...
Oh, it's picked off. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his second of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
They'll go back to work on offense. They'll start this drive with a pass. A little screen to the running back. You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the first down play.
I'll tell you what, if you want to be overzealous and you want to be a blitzer all the time, I like running the screen right behind him. Did a great job throwing the screen. Almost broke this one for a long game, but it just keeps the defense a little bit more honest if you want to start bringing a lot of pressure.
Got some of the work done on first. Now let's see what they have on second down. Wants to go up top. Finds his man. It's McBride. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down.
And a great job by the QB finding the running back, getting the football where he can do some damage after the catch, and most importantly, get the first down.
They'll go to the ground. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
Leaves it with the back. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening. The Razorbacks in the hurry-up.
Well, he shows you his speed and his power on that run. As far as I can think back to, Arkansas football always comes down to being able to run the football on offense. It's about grinding and wearing the opponent down. They always seem to be able to recruit outstanding athletes at that position. This guy is no different.
Line getting set on second down. Here's the handoff. Really good running, gets it into the red zone, and they'll have it at the 16.
And on second down, a lot of times, I don't know why, you just, as a defense, you go pass. You think passing situations, passing downs. Really good job by the offense, committing to the run game, not abandoning it, not getting yourself in a third down situation where you had to throw the football.
And the Razorbacks with the 1st and 10. Defense trying to keep this offense from getting a line on who to block. Whistle blows, and this is the 2-minute timeout, and these guys have a chance to take the lead before halftime. Down to the 16-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Leaves it with the running back. stopped at the 13-yard line as the drive continues.
Well, we know this defense is one that plays with a lot of pride, right? And part of that is their ability stopping the run. They're a top 25 unit in the nation when it comes to stopping the rush, and that really helps them out down here in the red zone. They're going to have to step up big time in this situation.
It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. The play action fake. Oh, they're after him. I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete.
And last week was great for this young man. But, man, again, showing you he can do it at a high level. Just working the whole field, using different guys. He is absolutely on fire right now.
They couldn't make the connection on second down. Now a 3rd and 7 to keep the drive alive. Quarterback may change this route. From the gun, running back gets the give. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. 4th down and 1, and they'll go for it. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. It's complete! And he's into the end zone! Touchdown, Arkansas!
Yeah, and the passing game comes through, man, and we need more of that in the second half. An extra point away from tying this football game. You trailed a little bit in the first half, stayed calm. If this passing game can continue to heat up, look out in the second half.
And he puts through the extra point. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. All tied up and just about set to kick it away. No shot to return that one as he boomed it out of the back of the end zone. To the air on first down. That's caught. It's Toner. Turns it on in midfield. Major gaps in that defense, and he got loose, and they finally knock him down at the 41. The give to the back. Can't get him to the ground. Nice stiff arm there, but the defense still able to stop him for a short gain.
I think you're seeing an example right now of some of the playmakers this offense has and just how deceptive they are. Once they have the football in their hands, they're just so difficult to tackle and bring down.
Oh, he's got some space. They get him corralled, but not until he's in the red zone. They'll mark it at the 14.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains because of his ability after the catch.
Got some room entered to the goal line. Touchdown, Tigers. He ran through tackles like water through a sieve.
And they pound the rock. The run game comes through late in the first half when you needed it. Now they take the lead. They take the momentum. That's how you end the first half.
And right down the middle. They got the late touchdown on the board, now about to kick it away and hoping the defense can keep them from answering. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Wants to throw on first down. Under fire. And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. It's a turnover.
You know, as quarterbacks, you've got to be good in the pocket. Even when things are collapsing and you've got guys swiping at it, you've got to have two hands on the football. Didn't do a really good job with ball security there, and that led to the fumble.
Lets it fly. Touchdown, Tigers. Quick strike through the air for the score.
And that's the way you execute on offense, man. You keep your foot on the gas. Try to make this a two-score game. You do with that touchdown. This offense executing beautifully. The defense is going to have to find something in the second half to get some stops.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. Looking downfield on first down. Fires to the right. Missed his receiver there. It's incomplete.
Well, tip your hat to the defense getting that incompletion, because that hasn't happened often for this guy. Completed over 70% of his throws last week. He's doing it again in this game. Can the defense continue to mix things up? See if they can maybe confuse this QB.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. Looking for his man. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in.
And this defense, we know, they present a lot of challenges. And you could see it right there, man. They shrink windows fast. They're a top 25 defense for a reason. You really better make sure you're dialed in today, or else they can make you pay in a hurry.
Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Got his man in the middle. Tackle is made at the 27. Let's see if they decide to punt it. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update. The Tigers will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Hogs send that offense back onto the field. Trailing by a couple of scores, they'd like to generate some confidence here early in the third quarter.
Down 2 possessions. The coaching staff met.
Pulls it in on the left. The junior making a clutch play and turning in a big catch. The Razorbacks headed quickly to the line. The offense changing the play. Looking to throw on first down. Intercepted, and that's not how you want to start a half. Looking for more room. He's at the 40, the 20, and he's going to take it all the way. Touchdown, Tigers. No midseason concentration laps here in Week 7 as they push out that lead.
And they come up with a huge pick 6, and that is one of the reasons this defense has been so dominant all season long. They don't give up big plays, but they take the football away. And once they do, they've got better athletes than you do. They're hard to bring down. They can flip the game on a dime.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. They're down by 21 points, but you get a touchdown here, and you do at least apply a little game pressure, Jesse.
It's true. I think for them to get back in this one at this point now, they need the quarterback to play his best football. He's going to have to be good really pre-snap, David, making sure they're in the right looks, and he's got to be really good with his decision-making.
He's got to be dialed in because defensively you're giving up points. So it's
just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31. And that Clemson defensive front getting their paws on dudes and making their presence felt.
And, Reese, that's how they built their dynasty. I mean, I know the offense was flash and sizzle and was really good, but, man, it's the Dexter Lawrence and the Christian Wilkins in the defensive front. Those big boys that could get after the quarterback, that played relentless, those guys really set the tone and set the foundation for Clemson and big-time success.
Guys, this offense is already reeling down multiple possessions. Really need to cash in on this drive. Here's a heat. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and fourth down's coming.
And you got to expect this offense to go for it again here on fourth down, right? Obviously trailing, we're in the second half, but we saw them try to go for it on fourth down early. Didn't have any success. They've got to dial up a better play here.
Right on the money. How about that defense rising up and stopping him short on fourth down?
Well,
and wait just a second. The official's going to take a second look at this one. And they take another look at the play, but the officials on the field were right, and the play will stand. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. The give to the lone running back. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Back to pass. Pressure coming. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls. Against this receiver and his speed, he's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started, in their opponent territory. Now you're 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
Boy, they had a chance to track that thing down, but it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. The Hogs send that offense back onto the field. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. He's got it. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup.
And that's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback. 2nd down coming up. They'll run play action. He's going for a big play downfield. Catch inside the 25. Huge plays like that can change the complexion of a game, and he's got it at the 22-yard line. The Razorbacks love to do it on the ground, but that gives you some opportunities for big plays up top.
No doubt. It makes me commit more to the ground game, bring more guys down. I'm more willing to play man coverage on the outside, and then in turn, if the QB can make plays down the field, make strikes, get on the same page as the receiver, it can create some huge plays for this Arkansas offense.
Grabbed in the middle. It's Vic. They make the stop at the 5-yard line, and they've got it 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their first of the half. They'll try it again from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Looking to fire. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
If this offense wants to stay in this game, they have to punch it in on this drive. It's 3rd and goal. Pocket breaking down. And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line.
All right, interesting decision for you now. How confident are you in your offense? You got a big 4th down. It is early in the game. Do you feel like your guys can go out and generate a touchdown, or do you want to play it safe and kick the field goal?
A famous writer once said, most men lead lives of quiet desperation. Here is a desperate move, going for it on 4th down, trailing by double figures. Hit as he throws. It's dropped, and oh, what a tough way to end this drive. And they are stopped on 4th down. That decision will be questioned. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. There he goes. Tackle is made at the 22, but a nice 10-yard pickup there.
Defense is going to have their hands full trying to get this guy on the ground, man. He's got some serious moves once he has the ball in his hands.
On 1st down from their own 22. Right back to the well. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
Unloads quickly.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
The Tigers come to the line on 3rd down, trying to keep this drive alive. Give to the running back. They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense.
Maybe that stop is a good sign for this defense. Maybe the defense is starting to figure it out. Obviously, offense has been running the football with so much success. Something has to change. That was a good start.
The coverage team was down there to corral him. They made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. Opening play of the drive from the 39. Wants to adjust the pattern. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Dances away to buy time. Trying to escape and get it himself. He'll take it up to the 45-yard line. They stop him and knock him out of bounds.
And I think this is important for this defense. This will be a big key in the football game. Like, I got to limit the damage from that guy, because that's a QB that's dynamic, and he can make so many big plays. I got to string him out. I got to make him get to the sideline. But I will say this. I do want to hit him at the end of the runs. I don't want to let him out of bounds and let him get free carries. I want it to be physical.
And the Razorbacks with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Got it in the middle. It's Vic. And he'll ramble to the 34 before he's finally knocked down.
This is a tight end that not only is going to play with his hand in the ground, but he can line up in the slot as well and attack the defense vertically. He's too fast for linebackers to cover, and he's too big for DBs to cover. He's a real weapon in this offense.
He's in open space downfield. Goes out of bounds, but not before he gets it to the edge of the red zone right at the 20.
Nice job by the QB. You can tell they want to push it down the field. They want to be aggressive on 1st down, which I love, which is really hard to stop from a defensive standpoint. But does a good job scrambling outside the pocket, picking up the 1st down, and then saving his life. Good job. Get out of bounds.
The Razorbacks have it with a 1st and 10. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. Touchdown, Razorbacks! That's the way you finish a drive and put up points. If this dude were a kitchen knife, he would be slicing tomatoes so thin your in-laws would never come back to your house.
Well, that'd be a good thing. I don't know if I want my in-laws to come back anyways, but he's been on fire. He's been absolutely torching this defense. They've had absolutely no answers for him.
And he's going to try to return this one. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Oh, what vision. There he goes. Open it up. They won't get him. It's a touchdown. He is a field-flipping machine. Take it on one end, return it to the other.
And now you get to celebrate. What a beautiful job. We always talk about defense. We always talk about offense. But, man, when your special teams come through for you and score, it is huge, and it provides such a boost for the crowd.
And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
The Big 12 has become must-see TV, and fellas, today's clash is no different. Georgia Tech will need to mount a comeback, but those fans that were there when Calvin Johnson was a two-time All-American know this game is not over. They're trailing by 10 to Oklahoma. We'll circle back if anything changes in this interesting Big 12 matchup. Back to you guys.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Looking to throw on first down. Finds his man down the middle. And this one will be stopped for no gain. And the Razorbacks will hustle to the line.
Nice job by this defense creating that negative play. That's what all defenses want to do. But look at this. This offense, they ain't scared. Right back on the ball, ready to...
Breaks into the open. Rimmed out of bounds at the 45. A big play for this offense. The offense setting up shop at the 46. First and 10.
And, man, this quarterback has had a day. With that pass, he goes over 300 yards on the day. Really nice job executing, putting up some...
Lots of room to run. And he gets it down to the 4-yard line before he's finally stopped. A terrific run after the catch. On the doorstep of cashing it in for the offense. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. We've reached a break. Clemson has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. One more period to go, and we'll see just how much fight they've got left in them. They'll try to open the quarter by cashing in on this big opportunity deep in the red zone. Snaps it in the shotgun. Just led him a little too far across the sidelines. Couldn't make the catch in bounds. It's incomplete.
This defense has just been all over this guy all game long. Under pressure, they're finding a way to get to him and affect his rhythm. Of course, they have an interception in this game. That's why they've got a big lead here in the fourth quarter. This guy has never gotten into a rhythm.
They'll give it another shot on second and goal from the 4. Here's the pressure. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Arkansas. Well, that didn't necessarily go as planned, but it was most effective in the end.
I love it, Reese. Down in the red zone, this quarterback didn't have anybody open. Didn't panic. He just decided, man, I'm going to go do this myself. I'm going to use my wheels and put up 6 on the board. He did just that.
And there will be no return on this one as the ball bounds into the end zone. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. After that last scoring drive, old Uncle Mo has switched sidelines, and now they'll try to get it back while they're clinging to this lead.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
And this defense and their team, honestly, has just built some momentum here in this fourth quarter, man. And I'm interested to see this offense and if they can respond, if they can be physical, if they can run the football, they can make some plays here in this fourth quarter.
And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12.
Well, you got to give this defense credit. They have hemmed him in all game. There has been nothing for this guy running the ball, whether it's been designed QB runs or on scrambles, and a nice job there with great effort. Taking the angles away, they're able to hone in on him and get him down for a massive loss on that side.
The kick is on its way. Makes the catch at the midfield logo. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. This certainly hasn't been their best day, but there's no time for mistakes now. They have to execute if they want to snatch this thing from... It's a fumble! Picks up the ball and tries to make something of it. Turning it on! They bring him down, but not only does he recover the fumble, he gets the first down. The Razorbacks come to the line in the hurry-up. Quarterback making adjustments. To the air on first down. Fires deep toward the end zone. And he's got it! Touchdown, Razorbacks!
This guy is such a weapon for this offense, especially down in the red area, because of his speed and his size. He's a nice target right there on the post. You see him. It's just really hard to box him out and prevent him from catching the football. Good decision by the QB, and it results in a touchdown.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. They're lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they have dialed up for this one. Snap to the back. Into a mass of giant bodies. We'll call it a 1-yard gain to the 24.
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead, and the offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football. So he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure we win this one?
Back to pass on second down. Moving away from pressure. It's caught downfield. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
I think most offenses around the country in a situation like this with the lead late would be trying to run the football, right? Or throw it short and try to bleed the clock. But this offense, man, it's still pedal to the metal. They're looking for chunk play opportunities.
They'll keep it on the ground. They want this clock to move. And he's very fortunate to get it back to the line of scrimmage, greeted by a sea of defenders.
And I think this is where coaches really earn their money late in games, right? It's in the fourth quarter. You got the lead. Do you want to stay conservative and run the football? Because I see the defenses, they start to get aggressive. And so sometimes you can take the other hand and take advantage of it.
Going to swing it on second down. He's looking deep. Catch inside the 30 and still running. Ripping through the defense and getting it all the way down to the 24-yard line.
How about this offense, man? You got to love it. Late in the fourth quarter, you have the lead. They don't get conservative. Staying balanced. Run. Back it up with a pass. Getting the first down. A few more first downs, and you can walk out of here with a W.
Throws toward the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Clemson. That score will give them a little more room to operate here in the fourth quarter as they go for their 6th straight win.
And, man, a lot of times late in games, you see offenses, they get very conservative, very predictable, and then they leave it in the hands of their defense. I like this execution, man. The offense continues to do what they do, and they take the 2-score lead in the fourth quarter, everything going in their direction.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Hogs send that offense back onto the field. A run for the quarterback. Finding open areas. There he goes! Running
is so unique, and he's so special because of his running ability, his wiggle, his speed, and his burst in the open field. He's like a running back playing the quarterback position, and he shows you that on that play.
Here's the snap, looking to throw. He makes his way in for the 2, and now they trail by only 6. That kind of drive will boost your confidence. One play, hit the big pass, put a touchdown on the board. On the move from inside his 5. He's got great speed. He is electric in the return game, and that one has the offense set up nicely. This defense is going to have to sell out to stop the run and try to get the ball back one last time. Trying to start the drive with a pass. Stands in and takes the hit. Incomplete, and very lucky that one wasn't picked off. And man, could they have used that? It'll be second down.
Oftentimes as a quarterback, when you have success early, you earn the right to take more shots. And I think that's what you're seeing now in this game. We're here late. They're still throwing it deep because this quarterback's thrown 3 touchdown passes. He's proven to his coach that he can get it done and he can make the right decisions and not put his offense in harm's way. And that's why you're still seeing them throw it vertically downfield.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Moves around to clear up the vision. Quickly out to the tight end. Stopped at the 47 after a 10-yard gain.
I think you're seeing the chemistry between these two guys on that last play, right? Quarterback's on the move. He's got to find his big fella. He does a great job of finding the soft spot in the defense and settling down. He was a stationary target for his quarterback on the move, and that really helped them pick up that first.
2-minute timeout arrives, and this defense desperately needs to get the football back. The offense will put it in play from the 47 on 1st and 10. On the move. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. They'll be perfectly content to go right back to the ground here on 2nd and 8. They'll run it to keep the clock moving. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. These fans stepping up to help this defense on 3rd down. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. They want to throw it. Quickly complete. They've got it inside the 40 at the 39 as they pick up the 1st down. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Clemson ready to go back to work with another 1st down. Looking for space. It's Lawrence. Oh, he's got some space. Slippery slide, find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Clemson. They give themselves just a little more cushion as they close in on extending this winning run.
And, you know, late in the games, offenses sometimes get conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
Makes the grab in the end zone for the 2 as they extend the lead. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll start this drive going to the air. Makes the grab. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. The hurry up now, second down, clock ticking. Wants to go up top. Here comes the heat. Trying to make magic with his feet. Nice job by this junior quarterback to get it done on the ground. They'll hurry to the line with the clock still running. Quarterback making checks. Wants to throw on first down. Looking to buy time. Just couldn't find an open man. He'll get rid of it, and it'll be second down.
Well, the quarterback off target on that one. And in this 2-minute situation, you've got to be able to call and run passing plays that you feel like you can run in your sleep.
They're dealing with a second and long. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off.
Well, man, we've seen explosive offensive firepower all game long, and here we are late in an obvious passing situation trying to get this thing close. The big INT, finally the defense makes a play, and David, it looks like they just closed the door on this one.
Well, and you know, Mr. Quarterback, defense wins championships. And how do you seal a game? The defense coming up with a big moment. Yes, obvious passing situation. You know they're going to throw it. The big INT, and that might seal their fate.
They get the win. They are now bowl eligible, but when you have a 0 in the loss column, there are much bigger fish to fry.
I think a lot of people thought they'd be 6-0 at this point, too. So we know they're going to a bowl game. Great. But, David, they've got their eyes set on the college football playoff and a national championship. They have that kind of talent. They're not surprised they're 6-0. They're looking to do bigger things.
No, 6-0 is great, but that's not the goal. They want to be 12-0. They want to be 14-0. They want to continue this streak as long as they possibly can. Extremely talented. Nobody's surprised, and their goals are a lot bigger than this.
That will put the wrap on things from here for David Pollack.